What's up, team? Phil Nash from Coach's Digest back to talk about the concept of equivalence. And this is another installment in the series of presentations about applying mental models to the field of human performance. And basically, my goal as a coach is to be wrong less. So, working in a complex environment like we do, mental models are representations of tools that we can use to improve how we think to get things wrong less. So, what is equivalence and what does the model of equivalence tell us? Well, there are many paths to success. And the model of equivalence states that there are interchangeable solutions that we can use depending on our context. And from a training standpoint, context can just be the environment that we're working in and the people that we're working with. So, what does this actually mean? Well, if we take it back to our high school algebra days, and this is a subject which I failed multiple times, but we can say that if A equals B and B equals C, well, then we can deduce that A equals C, right? And while they're not fully equivalent, right, A and C are not literally the same in every single way, but importantly, they represent the same answer or an equivalent answer to a given problem, right? And there's some interesting examples that we can pull from just the history of human nature, history of human beings in the world, right? So one super interesting example is how different civilizations solve the problem of written communication and information storage and transfer, right? And despite being geographically and culturally distant, several of these ancient civilizations independently developed writing systems to address this common problem, right? So the image on the left is from the Sumerians in Mesopotamia, who developed one of the earliest known systems called cuneiform. And it involves impressing wedge-shaped marks onto clay tablets to represent words and concepts, right? And the image on the right is from the ancient Egyptians, who were also working on their writing system at around the same time, and they developed hieroglyphics, which involve using symbols to represent objects, sounds, and concepts, right? So both of these represent equivalent solutions to the same problem. They're not exactly the same in every single way, but they both solve the problem of written language and information storage. In a similar vein, we can see equivalent solutions to tasks all around us, right? Take a hammer and a nail gun. If I'm trying to nail a piece of wood into a 2x4 or put some shingles on a roof, right, they both can get the job done, making them equivalent for specific tasks. But they're not entirely equal, right? Allowing one to be better than the other in different contexts, right? So if I have a whole roof to work on, I'm going to choose a nail gun. But if I'm just putting a few nails in, I'm going to choose a hammer because that's going to allow me to work more efficiently. And those who know me know that I probably should have straight up not be using a nail gun in any situation, right? So having an equivalent solution for the specific context, right, gives me multiple tools at my disposal. So let's take this same idea now actually apply it to human performance, right? So at a super simple level, we can have equivalent exercises, right? So if I'm working with someone whose sport or goal is not improving their one-on-one back squat, and my primary strength exercise for the day is going to be focused on improving the force production capabilities of the leg extensors. So simply put, I'm trying to get stronger in a lower body pushing pattern. Well, then I can have multiple tools at my disposal based on this specific context, right? So for example, if I'm working with someone who's got really long femurs relative to their torso, they're super tall, and they really struggle coordinating that back squat pattern well, sure, maybe I could throw some heels or throw a heel lift like a slant board or a wolf wedge, right? Or maybe I can just switch the pattern altogether to something more comfortable, right? Take it to something like a lunge, right? Which allows me to overload them more since they can better coordinate that specific movement pattern. So to go a little deeper, we can also have an infinite amount of equivalent methods for any desired adaptation, right? So let's keep it simple and just talk about strength, right? Specifically improving squat strength. And these are two programs that I chose because I have intimate familiarity with them, and two programs that got me strong as shit while simultaneously making me question my entire existence. So, both Smolov Jr. and the Texas Method are high volume squat programs targeted towards intermediate to advanced lifters who are facing a plateau in their squat strength. right? Both have elements of linear progression, right? So the goal is to add weight each week, and aspects of auto-regulation, right? Small Level Junior allows you to choose the amount of weight you add each week. So, 2.5 to 10 or whatever pounds you feel based on performance. And then Texas Method is all based around your 5 rep max performance, right? So if you have a poor 5 rep max performance one week, well, then your working sets the following week are going to be down based on that performance. And importantly, both hurt like absolute hell. But if I know I'm working with an athlete who cannot tolerate high volume working sets, well, then I might choose the Texas Method over Small F Junior, right? And if I'm working with an absolute psycho who thrives on higher volume, like a young Phil, well, then I might choose something that looks a lot more like Small F Junior, right? In reality, most of these programs are super intensive, and Small F Junior is just straight up insane if you're not taking special sports supplements. But it acts as a super easy and clear example to show how different methods can be equivalent solutions to the same problem. The major take home point is that throughout your career, you're going to be challenged with solving similar problems throughout very different contexts, right? Whether it's helping different athletes rehab from the same injury, helping two different people change their body composition, or even helping athletes of two different sports improve their strength, right? Our goal as coaches is to understand how different exercises, methods, equipment, you name it, is similar and how all that stuff is different, right? And this allows us to bucket things based on the problem that it helps us solve, right? You'd be hard pressed to find yourself in a situation that does not have an equivalent solution. And because of this is how the model of equivalence ensures that you always have the best tool for the job. So, as always, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or just want to say what's good, you can hit my email at thecoachesdigest@gmail.com or my Instagram at Nashville. And don't forget to like, comment, share, sub, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.